What's going on, guys? Joe Snow right here. Today I'm going to make a new video for the custom-made farmer creation on iOS 10.2.1 for iOS iCloud bypass, as you requested in the comment section on my previous video in which I released the server.app patches. So even though the video that I already published is still working, some of you required a new video, so here. Of course, you can go ahead in here and check out this video that it's made for iPhone 5s, 6 and 6s and so on, which will be presenting kind of the same thing, but we're using another version of Lilo. So it also have the proofs for the iPhone 6, as you can see from the video. So okay, let's continue. For the sake of this video, I'm going to use the iPhone 5, just because it's the only device I have for the moment running a locked 10.2.1. The iPhone 6 that I am having in this video that I bypassed, it's on 10.1.1 and I want to jailbreak it, so I cannot restore it right now, and the 6S is the same thing. But as I said, you can find the proofs for them in the previous video that is available in the description down below. Anyways, if you want to do this, of course, you need to get your own IPSW, and the IPSW itself has to be for your specific device, and you need to get it from the beta firmware for the moment, but after it will be released, you're going to get it from a iPhone wiki, and click on the iPhone and 10.x. In this case, my iPhone is a 5, and I'm going to click here and take the IPSW, of course. So you need to at first read the FAQ page. You probably remember about it, you probably know it, but it's very important to get into it, to read everything from the page. Do not skip things, do not skip parts of the video, because you might break your device if you do that, and I don't think it's what you want. Of course, you can restore it and repair it, but why would you do that? Right, so here you can find anything related to errors that might appear, because this is a work in progress. So with that being said, you also have a page in here that contains the server.app details on how it works and so on. So be sure to check them out in the description, and now let's see how we can do it about this device. Okay, we're recording. So you need the IPSW and a server.app patch, and we're going to also need Lilo that we're going to create with Firmware Manager application. Let's start. At first, I'm going to connect the iPhone in recovery mode. At first I connected it into the normal mode for you to be able to see that it's locked. Alrighty. So you can definitely see it's locked on c.gmail.com, and if you click continue, it will show incorrect Apple ID and password. And I'm going to put it now in recovery mode. Alright, now that I put it in recovery mode, I can copy out the serial number. And I'm going to go ahead in here, paste it on the activation lock status, and write the captcha. V worth. And as you can see, it says activation lock, it's on. Therefore, we know now that this device is definitely locked. Now keep in mind, just because I'm using an iPhone 5 in this video for the demonstration purposes, doesn't mean that it doesn't work for iPhone 5 and I don't know, 5C, 5S, 6 and so on. And it's definitely the same procedure as in this video, where I used an iPhone 6, for example. So you can definitely check this video out if you think more comfortable with it. Right, so let's continue now. Alright, so this is the device. It's an iPhone 5, but as I say, this also works on iPhone 6. And I also have videos that are available down below in the description if you want to check them, especially for the iPhone 6 with proofs for iPhone 6 and iPhone 5s. Or you can try it on even more devices, but I cannot guarantee it will work on others. And as you can see, if I'm selecting the country and the a random country in here and the language, I'm going to also select a wireless network. I already restored this, so there aren't any new settings in it. Alright, it should be good to go, and you're going to see that it actually is locked on iCloud and it cannot be activated for the moment. This is running right now iOS 10.2.1, but this should be working on 10.2 and 10.3 as well. As you can see, it's logged on a Apple ID c.gmail.com, and of course I have no idea what's that email. I have this device from eBay, so you probably know. And it says incorrect Apple ID and password, the activation lock help if you want to see it. Yeah, it's definitely locked. Nobody can say it's not, so I'm going to show you again, just to be sure. Yep, it's locked. So let's try to bypass it. Now that we know the device is locked, let's take the IPSW and do the work. We need to make it a zip file, as you probably remember, and we need to open it with 7-zip. If you don't have 7-zip, it's in the description down below. From the IPSW, you need to extract, pay attention, the biggest file. Some of you extracted these ones, one of these, that are smaller, and told me they got the error with HFS volume or something related. That's because those are encrypted. This one is not. So take the root file system and extract it on your screen. Alright, now I extracted the file, I can close this one, and now we need to build Lilo. In order to do that, we're going to use Firmware Manager application that is available in the description. I created this app especially for these kind of tools and tasks, so here you go. I'm going to go to Toolbox, and you need to run the latest version in order to have the features. And I have built Lilo app 3.0. I'm going to do this, and we're going to need to wait a little bit. And it will start making the application on the screen. We're going to use it later on, but it has to be created. So yeah, close installer, close application, and we have the IPA. We're going to need the side loaded after bypass. So now that we have this file in here, we can open it with Transmag. So if you don't have Transmag, it's available in the description. And as you can see, it's available and I can open it. Inside in here, we cannot remove anything, unfortunately. You can see it's grayed out, so we need to, you probably know from the other videos, you need to go in here and expand the DMG file into another one. We're going to convert it, and I'm going to name it new.dmg, save. And this process might take 20 minutes or even more, so prepare yourself. Alright, now as you can see it finished, we click yes to open it and we'll be good to go. In the applications, we need to locate the settled app. It's in here, we're going to remove it. And we need to put our own patch that is available on the patches website or in the description. As you can see, there are a couple of them. We're going to take the patch and put it in here. If you get error with the space or something related, then you can go ahead in the patch and remove the images, the PNGs, and a couple of the languages. Alright, so as you can see, we put the file back and we can now click right here and compress to make it the same size again. So in order to do that, we're going to rename it compressed, and it will start compressing. The compressing part takes a little bit less time than the decompressing. Alright, it says that the file was compressed. We don't want to open it, we just want to take it in here. Just for size comparison, this is the original, this is the compressed one, as you can see, and this is the uncompressed one. You can see the difference. Right, I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to copy the original name, and then remove the original as well, and rename the compressed one with this name. Now we need to open the IPSW back and open the archive and remove the original. There we go. And put back our own. This will take a while. And we're done. Now the easy part has gone. It comes the hard part. We need to remove this one. And we're going to rename this to be an IPSW back. And here it comes. We're going to need to restore it using iTunes. So for that, you need to connect your iPhone in recovery mode. There we go. The same device as above. You probably see the serial number. And now we need to press Shift. Some of you asked me in the comment section how to open that window, because when you click restore, it shows you to download the IPSW. Well, that's something elementary you need to know about iTunes. You press Shift and click restore, and it will show you the iTunes Explorer window. And you need to, of course, open the IPSW and click restore. Now, it will fail from the first time because that's always happening ever since I started this research. And this way I vary depending on the device, depending on how many gigs it has. I'm trying this right now on an iPhone 5 that is American version, and it has only 16 gigabits. The more gigabits you have, the less chances to do it without an exploit are. So you can read more in the FAQ page, and in the FAQ page I also mentioned the fact that if it doesn't work for you this way, I don't know, for 10 times or 12, then do not try anymore, because for that version you are going to need an exploit in order to do it. The method will work, but you're going to need an exploit. Now, the exploits, you can read more about them in the description and the link I provided. They're used in jailbreaking in general, and they're another kind of exploits that are bootrom and iBoot exploits. I talked about the exploits in a specific video. Some of them are public, some of them are not, for various reasons. And you can go ahead and check that video to understand more about what they are and how you can find them or what they can do. So I'm going to try on this device. It might work from the from the second attempt, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or even ninth, and so on. So let's see. Of course, I will skip throughout the video, and I will only show the error if it gives any error, because I don't want to keep you with the same screen over and over again. Okay, so the procedure is kind of simple. As I said, the previous video was still valid, and it's still valid if you want to check it out, in which I showed the iPhone 6. I made this video just because some of you requested an updated version, especially for the 32-bit, but it works on 64 as well. So be sure to check out the description for more related stuff. Okay, it says restoring iPhone software. As I say, the first time it will always fail, at least for me, and I think it's the same for everybody. Alright, and as you can see, error 14. Now, in order to fix this, I usually close a couple of applications and try again and again and again. It's an attack, and we're simply trying to force the file. It will work for some devices, for some might never work. That's how it is. So, right, because I don't have an exploit, so I cannot use it. Right, I killed SVC host. That's the problem, because it gets increased in the memory and then it extracts very, very slow. And I connected again the device, and I'm going to try again. Of course, I'm not going to hold you during the entire process again. I'm going to only show the error if it gives an error, or the progress if it gives any progress. Okay, it's preparing the iPhone software. There's a second attempt. Let's see how it's doing. I have Lilo prepared in here just in case I need it. Alright, so we got again the iPhone could not be restored, an unknown error 14. Okay, let me try again. Alright, so I've been trying for 3 or 4 times. No, this is the 4th time now, and I got 2 times error 14 and 2 times error 9. Both of them are in the FAQ page, and both of them have the troubleshoot section. Let's see this time what happens. Now, as I said, it will vary from device to device. Some of the devices will work from the first attempts, I mean the second, the third, the fourth. Some of them will never work without an exploit. That's just how they're built. And there are, for example, if you take the iPhone 6 or the iPhone 5, there are actually 5 or 6 models of iPhone 5.1 and 6 or 5 models of iPhone 5.2. So in total, there are 10 different iPhone 5 devices. Okay, I got again the error 14. Let me try one more time. Also interesting to know is the fact that when you try to restore it, I don't know, second time, fourth time, third time, and so on, the progress bar will go very, very, very slow. If it does that, you need to go into the task manager and kill service host or SVC host and iTunes completely. So let me try again, and it should work normally. But as you can see, it goes fast, but I tried a couple of minutes ago and it simply went, I think it took 3 minutes to load that progress bar. So this is the fifth attempt. Another important thing to know about this, if it starts to not recognize your device anymore, you need to simply restart your computer. I actually faced this issue, not with this video, but in another video. I had to put pause and restart the computer because it simply didn't detect my device anymore. I connected to the computer, it made the USB sound, but iTunes simply couldn't recognize it. And that's because it gets an error in the Apple mobile device system. And in order to restart that process, you need to simply restart the computer. Not a big deal. You can also go and click log off and log in back again. You don't have to restart it completely. But just so you know, in case you have this problem, and this is a problem that is not in the FAQ page. That's why I wanted to mention it. Oh, whoops, it started. As you can see, it started working. And it started working, it's not going to give you error 14 or error 9 when it starts increasing the progress bar. When it doesn't, and when it is going to give you the error 14, it simply goes very quick up and down. And that's when you know it's going to give you error. But it started increasing it. Of course, there can still be a lot of errors. There are still verification points spread across the entire restore process. But as you can see, it started. This is the fifth attempt. And it's the same device, the same iPhone 5. And the same thing happens when you try to downgrade with Prometheus, demoed by TeamStar. Well, in that case, you need to require from the device a specific nonce. And you attack the device, you keep on rebooting the device over and over and over and over again, and request a restore over and over again until you get a specific nonce. And that's how you get to downgrade using TeamStar's method. I'm going to link the TeamStar's video in the description. So there is a kind of attack, it's the same thing in here, but just in this case you're not requiring a nonce, you are trying to crash the ASR. So yeah, it's actually working due to the cache file that's being generated inside the device in order to make a verification on the SHA-1. But that cache file is actually pretty big. When uncompressed, it's 2 gigabit and a half. And if the device is 16 gigabit, then it's okay because it's easier for you to do it. And at some point, it should crash. Of course, not all devices do. What an exploit is doing is actually patching the verification so that you don't want to actually start crashing it. It will simply go through. But exploits are not public, so at least not yet. Okay, another verification point where it can fail and easily fail, and I think this one is either for the baseband. But speaking about baseband, you will not be able to make any phone calls or to receive any SMS messages. It will have no service issue. This is an issue specific to all the iCloud bypass devices. And if you actually take apart the iPhone 4, there is no fix for any other iCloud bypass device. So do not follow any video you find on the internet for iPhone 5. No service fix after bypass because there is no way you can fix it. You can only fix it on iPhone 4 and in specific conditions. Okay, so it finally restored. Now I'm going to disconnect the device pretty quick. I have the camera in here. We don't need to install Lilo application in this case because it's an iPhone 5. But on an iPhone 6, for example, you need to install Lilo, and you have the tutorial in the description down below on how to install Lilo in the previous video for the iPhone 6. So be sure to check that out. Alrighty, so as you can see, this is the device we bypassed. An iPhone 5, but as I said, you can follow up in the description down below the link for the iPhone 6 proofs if you want, or you can go ahead and follow that entire tutorial. This works for the iPhone 6 as well, but with slight modifications at the end. You need to install Lilo, but here you don't need because it's an iPhone 5. Right, so you can see it's the first progress bar, and after this progress bar, during the restore, normally you should have had the CFW app and to activate the device, but in this case it won't. It will probably jump directly to the springboard or to the lock screen because there is no CFW app to start. The CFW app is invalidated and cannot be started. It will hang a little bit, and as you can see, there we go. As I said, there is no SIM card in it because there will not work. Any SIM card you will put will not work. You can see it has the TV application as the iOS 10.x, and I'm going to open it to show you. It actually opens the applications. I'm not connected to the internet for the moment, as you can see in here. It activated the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, but it doesn't work because I'm not connected. You can though connect to the wireless. As you can see, it can detect my router, but I'm not going to connect. And I'm going to navigate here to iCloud to show you there is no account in here. You can see absolutely no account and no iTunes account whatsoever. So let me try to start another application. Let's say Wallet. As you can see, it works as well. I don't know, any other app like Half. So the applications do start, you have access to them, and you can try to control anything you want. You can log in into your App Store account, but you cannot log in into your iCloud account. If you log in into your iCloud account, it will simply not take it into the consideration. But the iTunes account works, and you can sign in into your own account with no problems to download the applications. Do not restore though, and do not reset the device. If you reset the device, you will lose the bypass and you won't be able to turn it on until you do all the procedures again. So do not go in here, do not use any of these. So yeah, this is basically it, guys. Do not forget to check out the description for the iPhone 6 and the 5S Pros and tutorials if you don't want to follow this one. Anyways, this is compatible. And do not forget to check out the FAQ page if you have any problems. So yeah, this is it. I'm Joe Snow. Give this video a thumb up and peace out.